I'm Pat Schneider, president of the Great Neck Chamber of Commerce and also president of my own creative marketing and sales promotion company. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce Erica Zimmerman, who is Assistant District Attorney for Nassau County Fraud Bureau.
And I'm going to speak to you today about some recent cases of fraud affecting businesses and how you can protect yourselves as individuals and business owners. We like to call bookkeeper cases, mail phishing cases, check washing cases, business email compromise scams, and skimming devices. So I'm going to start with bookkeeper cases, where bookkeepers are stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from their employers by writing checks to themselves, or they use the company credit card to order items for themselves as well. The issue for businesses is that these employees are given free rein to write checks. So to protect yourself as business owners, you should look over your bank statements periodically. Compare your bank statements to what was entered in QuickBooks by your bookkeeper, because oftentimes what we'll see is the bookkeeper will put into QuickBooks what they were supposed to, whoever they were supposed to write the check out to, but in reality they're writing the check out to themselves. So if you just look at QuickBooks, you're not going to get the real story. You need to look at your statements. And also usually banks will give you 30 days to report the fraud. Another type of scam we've been seeing is called mailbox phishing, stealing checks from the mailbox. People are also now, we've seen, getting keys to the mailboxes, so they don't really even have to go in there and fish the mail out. This is just a continuation of what I was saying. Mail snatchers erase the ink on the check, rewrite the check, increasing the dollar amount to be paid and changing the name of the payee. Common store-bought items can be used to wash the checks, such as acetone, bleach, and benzene. You see the original check is on top. It was written to PSEGLI for around $75.29. The bleach check was written out to a different individual for $4,200, deposited into that individual's account, and they were able to withdraw money as well. Another type of scam we've been seeing are called business email compromise scams. The fraudster will send an email from an email address that either a company has dealt with previously, or it could be from your boss, you think, and they'll usually change the email address by one digit. This is from a case that I had. Basically, this employee thought that the email was coming from their boss to wire $95,000. The email address, on the bottom, their signature line, everything looked the same from what they had previously dealt with when they were emailing back and forth with their employer. And fortunately, they wired the funds. And after they had wired the money, they called their boss, and their boss said, "I don't know what you're talking about. I never sent that email." There's another email where you could see that if you actually really look, this email isn't from Amazon. How to protect yourself from business email compromise scams. Check the email for grammatical errors and spelling mistakes. Always, this is the most important, always make a phone call to follow up. Don't trust an email. To check that the person asked you to wire money. And check the email address and make sure the sender is legitimate. Imposter websites will look real, but the email address may have a misspelling that is difficult to catch unless you look closely. Citibank.com may be written with 2 T's. Hover your mouse over the displayed email address and it will reveal the true entire address. You know a website is secure by looking at the website's URL or address. It should start with an HTTPS, not just HTTP. The S at the end indicates the website is secure. And many bank or credit card websites will also have the address bar shaded in green, which indicates the highest level of security. As you can see, security measures: review your bank statements every month, use the Uniball 207 when handwriting checks or completing important documents, and I'm going to give those out, and double check any suspicious emails or communications. Another type of fraud we've seen involves skimming devices. Basically, the defendants will place a device in an ATM, that's called a skimming device, and it'll copy your debit card information and your PIN, and it'll make new debit. They'll go and then use your information and make new debit and credit cards and withdraw money from your account or make fraudulent purchases. To protect yourself, always check your statements for potential fraudulent withdrawals or purchases. If you or someone you know is a victim of a financial crime, please feel free to call our office. And again, thank you so much for having me here today. And the best we could do to combat financial crimes at this point is to educate the public about what fraud to watch out for.